many people become veterans in order to be able to honor our country. And finally, the value of life. You know, some people, I've had people come up to me and say, well, when you were in Vietnam, you were a killer. No, you value life. And I wish I would have written it down. There was an Army or Marine officer who said, a true warrior does not want to fight in a war. He'd rather avoid the war. And that's why true warriors value life. It's short and sweet, but I think that pretty much describes what a veteran is. And I know people say, well, you know, how can you say veteran and there's no female for veteran? Veteran is a veteran, whether it's a young lady, young man, old man, or an elderly lady. A veteran is a veteran, someone who honors their country. So we'd like to give out the certificates now.
Bruce Allen Borden, husband of June Borden, U.S. Air Force, Korean War, 5 years. John S. Clark, husband of Pat Clark, U.S. Army, 12 years.
She's going to bring it to you.
Larry Clark, husband of Marlene Clark, U.S. Army, 3.5 years. George R. Day, husband of Donna Kidwell, U.S. Marines, 5 years. Patricia A. Dunsmore, U.S. Air Force, 3 years, 8 months, 29 days to be exact. Clifford Haines Jr., U.S. Air Force, Vietnam, 4 years. Gene Jagla, husband of Bart Jagla, U.S. Army, Korean War, 4 years. James Medallia, husband of Carlotta Medallia, Army, 2 years. Bud Medich, husband of Ann Medich, U.S. Navy, USS Independence aircraft carrier, 4 years. Joseph E. Spivey, U.S. Army, World War II vet, 2 years. Lieutenant Colonel Joseph J. Muller, husband of Maria Muller, U.S. Army, 21 years, Vietnam vet. James Staten, husband of Janet Staten, U.S. Army, 2 years. William A. Trough, U.S. Army, Infantry, 8 years. Louis A. Viviani, husband of Irene Viviani, U.S. Army, 4 years.
Thank you so much.
Doug Whitmer, U.S. Navy, 2 years, Vietnam vet. George Nelson. George, how many years did you serve? 2 years, Vietnam vet.
Sure, absolutely.
I'd like to acknowledge World War II veteran right there. I see his cap. Mr. Spivey, I salute you. Also, I'd like to salute all the veterans, every single one of you. Pam, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, Pam Cameron will now present the Quilt of Valor to a gentleman over there, Mr. Haines, I think his name is, right? Clifford? All right.
I wanted to introduce Cliff Haines. For many of you here, I don't know if you've had the pleasure of meeting him. He's brand new to our community, and he is going to receive something very special today. I will let Pam talk about it, but I wanted to introduce him for those of you who don't know him yet.
And we delayed this presentation of the quilt because he was moving. But he contacted me after he landed here, and no pun intended, Clifford. Good afternoon, and thank you so much for inviting me to be part of your celebration of Veterans Day today. My name is Pam Cameron. I'm an Indiana volunteer with the Quilts of Valor Foundation. And I would like to tell you just a little bit about the Quilts of Valor Foundation. It was founded in 2003 by a Blue Star mom named Catherine Roberts. And she had this vision that her son, who was serving in Iraq at that point, was downcast and depressed. And being a quilter, how many of you have quilted in the past? All right, very good. You know that quilts can bring healing and comfort. And that's part of the mission of Quilts of Valor, is to cover service members and veterans. So we do both, if you know someone who's on active duty, we can still cover them with a quilt because they are serving our country. We cover service members and veterans touched by war with comforting and healing quilts of valor. And as Ed said a few minutes ago, our veterans and service members sign that blank check. And they don't know what the amount of that check is going to be. It may be their life. Anyway, Catherine had this vision, and she knew that quilts would bring comfort. So she, in her next vision, she saw her son wrapped in the quilt that she had made, or was making, and his demeanor had changed completely. So that's how the foundation got started. That was in 2003. In 2006, we began keeping track of the quilts that were awarded. And they are an award. The highest award that a citizen like us can give to a veteran or a service member. It's a once-in-a-lifetime award. Quilts are made to last. Since 2006, this entire volunteer organization, we're all volunteers, the sewers, the long armors, everyone is a volunteer. Since 2006, we have presented or awarded over 326,000 quilts. Yeah. And our local chapter in the Bend QOV, and you can find us on Facebook, have presented over 400 quilts since our inception in 2015, I think it was. So we are busy honoring veterans of all shapes, sizes, and stripes, all ranks. So we are proud, very proud, to present today to Clifford Haines, who served in the United States Air Force for 4 years. Is that correct? Okay. I'm just reading what you told Erica. He served at Ward Smith Air Force Base in Michigan. Was that your only duty station? Yeah, okay. And what was your job? Okay, an aircraft mechanic on a B-52 out of Michigan yet. So thank you so much, Clifford, for your service.
I went down to the recruiter.
You went down where?
To the recruiter, sign up. He said,
Okay.
I want to see the world. Texas, Michigan,
Okay,
that's my world.
that's your work. Okay, well, we've heard Michiganders say that sort of thing before. We present each veteran with a certificate and a folder with information about the Quilts of Valor Foundation. Clifford Haines Jr., United States Air Force, and today's date. The Quilts of Valor Foundation wishes to recognize you for your service to our nation. We consider it our privilege to do so. Amen. Though we may never know the extent of your sacrifice to protect and defend the United States of America, we award you this Quilt of Valor as an expression of gratitude from a grateful nation.
Each quilt comes with a label that has the recipient's name, Staff Sergeant Clifford Haines Jr., United States Air Force, and the name of the maker of the quilt, whose name I did not recognize. I thought it might be a relative. So, this is the quilt that we are presenting. Can you stand? Thank you, Clifford, for your service, and God bless you. And it's not a wall decoration, okay? It's to be used. And when you're in your recliner this winter, covered with this quilt, we hope you will remember how grateful your nation is for your service. Thank you, Clifford.
Thank you.
And this is a pillowcase that goes with it.
Oh, nice. That's a pillowcase. Oh, really? Isn't it?
Just a little note. We're all volunteers, and we provide machines, threads, fabric, and our skills. And always appreciate any support that we can receive. So thank you, Clifford, for your service. Thank you, Fiona, for inviting me today.
You're welcome.
And God bless you all. Happy Veterans Day.
If you could leave us contact information too, so if we do have donations, we know who to contact to let you know we have stuff to.
Yes.
And how do they nominate? Like, can anyone nominate a veteran?
If you wish to nominate a veteran, and I received from Clifford today a nomination for Paul Lawson, and we'll see that that gets into the process. If you want to nominate a veteran, go to quiltsofvalorfoundation.org, and there's, I think it says request a quilt, and there's a pull-down menu, and then there's a little form where you complete the veteran's information. And if you don't know all their background, we can call and get that before we do our award. So please, if you know veterans or active service members, we will be glad to try and cover them with a quilt. Right now, we're backed up. I think we have 40-some names, and Ed was telling me that there were 16 presented yesterday at the VA clinic. So we are very busy. And yes, I will provide you contact information for any donations of fabric or anything.
Thank you.
I'd like to close with the 23rd Psalm. It's my favorite psalm. It got me through many a horrible night in Vietnam, so I love this song. And then after that, we will have the playing of taps, and that'll conclude the program. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lay down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He restores my soul. He guides me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. You are my rod and my staff. They both comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and love will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, and once again, honors to all the veterans in here. And the spouses of the veterans. They should be honored also, very much so. I know my wife put up with a lot when I was there. Anyway, this concludes our service.